Okay folks, welcome to today's class. We're going to be looking at how to use Keynote to create desktop published items, or at least mock-ups for desktop published items. So here we've got the example template. There's a couple of tools that we can use to really make all these elements come together nicely. Let me start off by getting this out of the way. Let me undo that first. Drag this out of the way here, and I'm going to start off with the image of the coffee cup upside down. So if I press on that so I get the handles, I can resize it. And I'm interested just now in removing the white background, because if I move that over the text, you can see the big horrible white background come up. Now I should say I got this off the Envato website, so just props where props are due. So we press on the wee paintbrush up at the top and we go to image, we can select the instant alpha. And with the instant alpha we can drag over the white section and then over some more of the grey sections until we get what we're looking for. Just press done there. I've actually got rid of some of the coffee cup handle, so undo, undo, undo until it comes back. And I'll just try and be a bit more careful this time. It would help to zoom in and then use your instant alpha to go a wee bit at a time. So there, I've already gone too far into the cup. It's really good because it gives you a blue mask for what you want to take off, and if you start off in the middle here and drag that down just slowly with your finger, it'll take away a wee bit at a time until you have cut out your coffee cup. Got rid of all that shadow there, that's too much. Just get rid of the last wee bit of haze, and there we have, if I press done here and I move this object up to the top, we have just the coffee cup, no white background. Still do have the text in it, but that's not that important right now. So there we've cut out the background from the coffee cup. A couple other things that we can do in here to try and make this a bit more designy looking, and we'll start off with the title. So make the title big and just type something like coffee, and then double click on that text. You can press the paintbrush again and press on text when that menu comes up, and you can change the size down here. Now I tried to make this fill up the whole page. I ended up getting to about 151 point, and annoyingly it doesn't let you type in a size, so you just need to keep pressing the plus until it gets really large. Okay, I'm going to leave it just about there. There's other things you can do to the text here as well. If we press over on style, we can press the shadow option and choose one of the drop shadow options that are there. We could add in reflection and change the opacity a wee bit, but that's all I'm interested in doing just now. You can change the font. I quite like to use a font that is bold, so Rockwell is good for me. And there's also something else that you can do. If you press on the three dots there and you scroll down, you can make it all caps just to see what that looks like. And you see over on the left hand side, it's updated the thumbnail of this slide. You could do small caps, you could do none and just have it normal. I quite like the all caps, so I'm going to go with that. And I have the drop shadow applied on it. You can see very faintly around here. And there is a drop shadow, particularly around the E's here. It looks quite effective. Okay. Alright, so here we have the elements. We've changed the heading, we've removed the background from this picture. There is a background texture in here that you could scale up if you like. I mean, when I was doing this as a wee trial, I scaled it up and I just made it fit in the bottom. But now my coffee cup's behind it, so to get rid of that, with the coffee cup selected, we can press on the paintbrush icon again, and along in the arrange tab at the top, we can just slide that up to bring the coffee cup to the front. Now it looks like the coffee cup is balancing on the edge. That doesn't really get rid of the problem. If you look down at the bottom right of the screen down here, the wood texture is over the coffee beans. So if we press on the wood texture, go to the paintbrush again, we can move it right to the back, and that brings everything else to the front, even the author and date, the wee footer at the bottom. There is something that you can do to try to make this look a bit more balanced, maybe. You pop that in the centre and make it larger. So it's hovering right over the edge. Doesn't really make sense, it's defying gravity at the moment. If you press on an object and then copy it, and press on the background and paste it in, there you have two copies. But I want this over this side, but I don't want to have that horrible big line down there. So pressing on the paintbrush, we can flip it horizontally, and that gives us the coffee beans all overlapping there. A wee problem that the coffee beans looking into the cup, that's not too much of a problem, that may be the look you're going for. I don't like it for this one, so I'm going to bring my coffee cup to the front again. If I size that down a bit more, I can maybe get in the presentation title, the subtitle here. I'm just going to change that to something like drink. Pop that in position, and to help this page look a wee bit more designed, I'm going to add in a line. So that's just the plus button up beside the paintbrush, and the shapes tab, we can select the line, drag that in position right over there, and then go to the paintbrush and make it a bit thicker just by dragging the width up. If my fingers would let me do that. Drag the width up. Okay. Okay, so just to recap, we've removed the background from this coffee cup, we've duplicated the coffee beans over and flipped them, we've altered the heading text, added a drop shadow, changed the font, we've edited the subheading here, and we've added a big line in. Now the line right now is aligned with the bottom of the text, that's okay. That there is looking just about good enough, but there is one thing I want to do that would help to add more unity. It would help to create more unity in this, and that's just by adding a background colour. And to do this here in Keynote, we just press on the plus icon and drag in a rectangle, and there it is there. Just make it fill up the whole section there, and I want it to be at the back, so up to the paintbrush again, arrange, just drag that slider until it's right in the background. Now while I'm in the paintbrush option just now, I'm going to go ahead and press style, and then I want to add a colour fill, but I want to colour match it. So if I press on the colour option there and then slide it across to the next page, just down at the bottom left of this pop-up there's an eyedropper tool, and you can press on that to get a nice matched colour. I think I would like it a bit lighter than that, good. And that there looks like a nice finished design. Okay, so to get images on Keynote, if you press on your Safari browser and then just search for an image, in this case I've done coffee beans white background, it makes it easier to remove the background. When you're doing yours, you should look for the sports object that you are designing for. So if I just choose on coffee beans white background, press on that, sometimes it loads up, sometimes the firewall doesn't let it load up, and you actually need to buy this image. Okay, I'll just show you on this. Of course I don't condone copying images like this, but just for the sake of brevity, I'm going to long press on it and then copy, and then jump into Keynote, press on the background and paste it in, and there we have the image. Then you can just do what you need to with it. I'm going to delete that out though, and maybe you don't like the layout you've got, and that's okay. You can do lots with this. For example, I didn't actually find a way to rotate images. It says on the help and support that you can't rotate images in Keynote, which is a bit annoying, but what you can do is press on an object, copy it, and then paste it in. Hopefully pressing that menu will come up, and you can snap the objects together like that. Send it to the back, all the way, not right to the back, we want the background image there, and we can drag that out of the way and make coffee drink down here. I have just about there. Here we've got a slightly different background to what we had before, but the whole point of doing these mock-ups is that you can edit the different elements and you can move them about to create the design principles that you like. In fact, I quite like that half in the O there. So I'm going to drag that one back in and snap it together. Quite rough and ready looking, but it's only for mock-up purposes at the moment.